A violent tornado outbreak and highly destructive storm system is assembling its weapon of absolute chaos over the United States right now. Look at the screens, my friends. If you are inside the strike zone on this fateful Thursday, July 16th, your life could change in a matter of seconds. A truly catastrophic disaster is unfolding silently in the upper atmospheric layers, and nobody, absolutely nobody, is truly prepared for what is coming down from the sky tonight. The skies are turning an ominous, deeply terrifying shade of green. The meteorological data we are receiving from the supercomputers is giving us the ultimate red alert chill. A very scary turn of events is happening right before our eyes as massive monster supercell structures prepare to rip through American communities. Look at the thermal instability. Look at the shear. The atmosphere is an absolute powder keg waiting for the spark. If these discrete storms manage to break through the capping inversion, they will transform into spinning beasts capable of dropping multi-vortex wedges in the dark of night. If you think you are safe because the sun is out right now, you are making the absolute biggest mistake of your life. Do not leave your homes without checking this report, because this Thursday night is going to bring severe weather elements that will leave people completely breathless. This incredibly dangerous convective system could track absolutely anywhere, shifting its deadly orientation at a moment's notice. I need every single person watching this video right now to look outside your window. Tell me, what state, what city, what county are you watching this emergency broadcast from? Drop your exact location in the comment section below right this second. I am personally monitoring the live high-resolution Doppler radar, tracking every single velocity couplet and hook echo so I can respond to your comments and track these cells directly over your neighborhood. Your area could literally be next in line for a violent tornado touchdown or hurricane-force straight-line winds. I am going to break down every single square inch of the United States under a red alert warning today. We have multiple distinct zones of severe danger stretching across the northern tier, the mid-Atlantic, and the heart of the country. Do not skip a single second of this video, because the next town I name could be your own. Let us dive straight into the official data coming directly from the National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center. The atmospheric parameters for Thursday, July 16, 2026 are exhibiting a highly volatile, highly unstable structural pattern. We are tracking an unseasonably sharp cold front digging out of eastern Canada, carving an aggressive long-wave trough down into the northeastern United States and the mid-Atlantic regions. At the exact same time, an immense, suffocating high-pressure heat ridge is entrenched like an unyielding monster over the central plains and western states. The boundary line where this extreme boiling heat crashes into the cold Canadian air mass is where the nightmare begins. When we look at the live Doppler radar simulated models, we see an absolute explosion of convective energy. The primary trigger mechanism for Thursday is the high degree of baroclinicity. That means we have an intense temperature contrast across a very short geographical distance. This contrast is generating unseasonably strong wind fields aloft. We're talking about mid-level jet streaks screaming at 50 to 70 knots, crossing over a rich, southerly flow of dense, humid air pushing up from the Gulf of Mexico. When you mix that level of wind shear with extreme thermal energy, you get rotation. The storms are not just going to grow vertically, they are going to start spinning. The supercomputer models are showing convective available potential energy, CAPE, values spiking anywhere between 1500 to 2500 to a5 kJs. For July, that is pure rocket fuel for thunderstorms. The moment the storm taps into this environment, it becomes an independent, rotating supercell capable of producing severe hazards. Severy Risk Matrix, THURSC Day, July 16, 2026, ZO1, Northern Rockies and P-Lanes, Montana, Wyoming, Western Dakotas. Primary hazards: giant hail 25+, destructive outflow winds 75 miles per hour. Secondary hazard, isolated supercellular tornadoes 02, the Mid-Atlantic and UP Midwest, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania. Primary hazards: linear bowing segments, widespread microbursts, Secondary hazard, nighttime spin-up tornadoes along prefrontal troughs. We begin our terrifying regional breakdown in the northwest periphery of the major U.S. ridge, specifically targeting eastern Montana, northeast Wyoming, and stretching directly into the western Dakotas. A stalled surface boundary is sitting over this region like a sleeping dragon. As a low-pressure system develops along this front, it is drawing rich, unseasonal low-level moisture directly westward into the higher terrain. If you're living in cities like Billings, Miles City, Glendive, or crossing over the state line into Williston and Dickinson, North Dakota, you need to listen very carefully. The low to mid-level lapse rates here are absolutely jaw-dropping. Everything up near the surface is incredibly hot, while the air just a few thousand feet up is freezing cold. This means that any storm that forms is going to have an updraft velocity resembling a volcanic eruption. The principal threat in Montana and Wyoming on Thursday is going to be GINT, destructive hail. We are talking about hailstones exceeding 2 to 5 inches in diameter, the size of tennis balls or baseballs, falling from the sky at over 90 miles per hour. This is easily enough force to smash through residential roofs, pulverize car windshields, and cause severe life-threatening injury to anyone caught outdoors. As these discrete supercells mature in the late afternoon hours, they will begin to organize into a massive linear structure. When these storms cluster together, they create a terrifying phenomenon known as a bowing segment. The cold air inside the storm plunges downward, crashing into the ground and screaming outward in the form of destructive straight-line winds. These winds can easily peak at 70 to 80 miles per hour, equivalent to a Category 1 hurricane. Roofs will be torn off, mature trees will be snapped like toothpicks, and widespread power outages will plunge entire counties into total darkness. But that is not all. The low-level hydrographs, the mathematical models we use to measure wind rotation with height, are showing notable curvature in the lowest 1 kilometer of the atmosphere. This means if a discrete supercell can manage to stay separate from the main line into the early evening hours, it will have a clear, direct window to drop an isolated, highly dangerous tornado. Now we switch our radar focus instantly to the eastern half of the nation, where a highly volatile situation is developing across the mid-Atlantic region, encompassing parts of Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Listen to me closely, friends. The atmospheric setup here is incredibly conditional, making it one of the scariest setups of the summer. The cold front pushing down from New England is slowing down, creating a sharp frontal boundary draped somewhere between southern Virginia and northern North Carolina. Ahead of this front, an incredibly thick, sticky air mass is in place. Every step on the trail brings to where the clouds to mouths touch the mouths. To Roar or out toward Roanoke and Charlottesville, you know exactly how oppressive this air feels. But above this humid air, a powerful mid-level shortwave trough is digging southeastward across the Great Lakes. This is creating an overlapping zone of high instability and intense vertical wind shear. If the diurnal heating the daytime sun can destabilize the lower boundary layer enough, we will see explosive thunderstorm development ahead of the digging trough. The primary threat here will manifest as rapid-fire MCS, mesoscale convective systems moving along the northwestern flow aloft. These are giant complexes of storms that travel for hundreds of miles, bringing relentless, terrifying downpours, continuous cloud-to-ground lightning, and fierce microbursts. Flash flooding is a monumental risk here, because these storms will be capable of dropping 2 to 4 inches of rain in less than 2 hours, completely overwhelming storm drains and turning peaceful creeks into raging rivers. Furthermore, along the leading edge of these squall lines, small, highly unpredictable spin-up tornadoes can form wrapped in sheets of heavy rain. You will not see them coming in the dark. The tornado sirens will not give you much warning. You must have a way to receive alerts that can wake you up in the dead of night. While the central and eastern portions of the country face fire and fury, we cannot look away from the secondary threats manifesting across the rest of the nation on Thursday, July 16. Down in the southern plains across parts of West Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, the heat ridge is forcing temperatures up into the triple digits, creating the severe dry microburst environment. Every step on the trail brings you clouds touch the mountains. Danny Point will see its rain evaporate before hitting the ground. This creates an intense cooling effect aloft, sending a massive bubble of air crashing down to the surface, creating dry windstorms with speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour, generating sudden dust storms and blinding haboobs that will drop visibility on the interstates to absolute zero in a matter of seconds. Meanwhile, looking far northwest toward the Pacific Northwest coast, another closed mid-level low-pressure system is spinning wildly off the coast. This system is driving unseasonably cool air and moisture into the higher elevations of the Cascade Mountains. While it is July, the highest peaks could see a shocking midsummer high-elevation snowfall, while the lower valleys face relentless chilly rainfall totals that could lead to localized mudslides and rockfalls along critical mountain passes. Every single quadrant of the country is experiencing some form of intense meteorological strain on Thursday. This is a highly integrated, highly dangerous multi-day setup that demands your absolute, undivided attention. My friends, the raw data does not lie. The sky is getting ready to unleash an absolute fury on Thursday, July 16, 2026. Severe weather is nothing to play with. A tornado does not care about your plans. It does not care about your house. It only cares about total destruction. If a tornado warning is issued for your specific county, you must drop everything immediately and execute your severe weather safety plan. Move straight to the lowest level of your home. A basement or a storm shelter is your absolute best bet. If you do not have a basement, put as many walls between yourself and the outside world as humanly possible. Get into an interior closet, a hallway, or a bathroom. Put on a helmet to protect your head from flying debris. Wrap yourself in thick blankets and stay there until the danger passes completely. Do not go near windows to take videos for social media. The flying glass from a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust or a passing tornado can act like lethal shrapnel. Make sure your smartphones are fully charged right now and disable your Do Not Disturb settings for tonight. If a warning goes off at 10 a.m., you need your phone to scream at you so you can wake up and save your family. Have a backup NOAA weather radio ready with fresh batteries in case the local cell towers are knocked out by the destructive straight-line winds. I will be right here tracking every single supercell, monitoring every single pixel of the Doppler radar, and bringing you the fastest, most accurate emergency updates on YouTube. If you want to stay alive and stay ahead of these terrifying storms, you need to click that subscribe button right now. Turn on all post notifications and share this video immediately with your family, your friends, and your neighbors across your social media channels. Word of mouth saves lives when storms move this fast. Stay weather aware, stay safe, protect each other, and I will see you in the very next emergency weather update as this catastrophic situation continues to unfold.